that option, that there are people, and unfortunately young people, because these are the people without jobs, they are the people with energy, and they are easily used and lured. And that's why the whole issues around goonship and being used in politics and all that. However, the will of the people is still supreme. And I hold on to the hope that the people of Kenya really know what they want. They know what they want. And that is why even Linda Mwananchi are really struggling to try and paint a picture that they are a microwave political alignment, that all of a sudden they are the hope and they've been the most popular within a week and they are all over the place, and saying that they have the backing of the Western people. But I think how the people of Kenya express what they want is differently. One of the ways that I would say the people of Kenya have continuously expressed what they want is through the different elections that we've had. I want you to go back to the 2022 elections. And William Ruto spent a lot of time coming up with what the Kenyan person would resonate with, the bottom-up economic transformational model. He talked about how you do housing, how we do the universal health coverage, how we would change how the funding model would be done, how the economy would grow. Well, today, he's had at least 3.5 years in office.
And 50% of those things have been touched out the window.
I'd say it depends on how you look at it.
No, they have been. I'll give you an example. Just the other day, this funding model that you mentioned, the president himself stood and said, we will fund, because the funding model does not work.
And do you know why it didn't work?
Because it was not planned properly from the very beginning.
The way this funding model had been designed was that the first was to get a metric of who is being funded and how much is this person able to raise. And the way they design it, and it was designed, by the way, by the parliamentarians, how the funding would be done. It's an act. And what they did is that they were saying if you are able to fund yourself, then you'll have a lower loan, a lower grant, then more loan. And eventually when you get out of school, you come and repay. The same way we got loans from HELB and we came back to pay. But you see, the biggest problem that we faced in such programs is in the truth, the lack of truth. Most of the Kenyans who are actually able to pay for school fees didn't say that they are able to pay, and therefore everybody was needy, and therefore everyone needed to be funded 100%. What the funding model helped, although it had to be thrown out of the window, what it helped is that it actually came up with a true picture of the cost of each degree in our public universities. Because I used to ask myself, Ndi, and not Ndi, but Ndu, how come...
You could ask Ndi as well, but okay.
I don't want to ask Ndi. I used to ask myself, how come a degree, same degree, Bachelor of Commerce, in Strathmore University, you'd get it at a minimum of 2 million. Same degree in University of Nairobi, they expect the lecturers and the infrastructure, the tools and everything needed to train people in University of Nairobi to afford a BCom degree at 120,000, which is not even one semester in Strathmore. And what happened? We had our universities closing because of debts from KPLC, debts because of water. The lecturers were becoming demotivated. They were running to private institutions. The quality of education went down, and we had challenges all over the place. When the president came, he said, first, let's know the true cost of what it actually cost to study these courses and get a quality person coming out of the schools. And after that, they did a model that they thought would actually be able to pay. But unfortunately, because people gave the wrong information, even someone who went to private institution would now all of a sudden they said they are not able to afford it. And what has the government said? The government has said, then let's give 100% grant. What we need to do is go back to what HELB used to do, but now increase the allocation to HELB to match what the universities need. Which for me, let me just finish, Dennis, by saying, which for me, it is not wrong as a leader to run, and when you get in the middle and you realize that what you are doing is not giving the results that you expected, you change and proceed with the people, because the most important thing is to move with the people. If it's not working, change it. You don't have to force it. And that's one sign of good leadership. And personally, if there is one thing that I appreciate William Ruto for, is that he's always taken time to reflect. Let me finally say that that's not the only metric that I can say the people of Kenya are still in control. The other metric that gives me hope that the people of Kenya are still in control is how the people of Kenya have continuously refused programs that they don't want, accepted programs that they want. I remember the opposition continuously said that SHA does not work. When Rigathi Gachagua was the deputy president, SHA was working. The moment he stepped out, SHA is not working. But the people of Kenya went back and stood their ground and said, SHA is working because we know these are the people who've come out of hospital, they've been paid for all these. What we just need to do is to continue improving it.
You see, Ofula, for me, I have no